कृष्ण है श्याम श्याम है गोकुल नंदन प्यारे कान्हा, कुंज कुंज में कृष्ण खेलते नित्य निरंतर प्यारे कान्हा, रास राधिका संग खेलते गोप गोपियों सारे, है कृष्ण राग में लीन हो रहे मंत्र मुग्ध है सारे कान्हा। कृष्ण कृष्ण है श्याम श्याम है गोकुल नंदन प्यारे कान्हा, कुंज कुंज में कृष्ण खेलते नित्य निरंतर प्यारे कान्हा, रास राधिका संग खेलते गोप गोपियों सारे, है कृष्ण रास में लीन हो रहे मंत्र मुग्ध है सारे कान्हा। कृष्ण कृष्ण है कृष्ण कृष्ण है कृष्ण कृष्ण है, अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरम्, अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरम्, राम नारायणं जानकी वल्लभं, राम नारायणं जानकी वल्लभं। कौन कहते हैं भगवान आते नहीं, कौन कहते हैं भगवान आते नहीं, तुम मीरा के जैसे बुलाते नहीं, तुम मीरा के जैसे बुलाते नहीं। अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरं, राम नारायणं जानकी वल्लभं। कौन कहते हैं भगवान खाते नहीं, कौन कहते हैं भगवान खाते नहीं, बेर शबरी के जैसे खिलाते नहीं, बेर शबरी के जैसे खिलाते नहीं। अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरं, राम नारायणं जानकी वल्लभं। कौन कहते हैं भगवान सोते नहीं, कौन कहते हैं भगवान सोते नहीं, माँ यशोदा के जैसे सुलाते नहीं, माँ यशोदा के जैसे सुलाते नहीं। अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरं, राम नारायणं जानकी वल्लभं। कौन कहते हैं भगवान नाचते नहीं, कौन कहते हैं भगवान नाचते नहीं, तुम गोपी के जैसे नचाते नहीं, तुम गोपी के जैसे नचाते नहीं। कृष्ण कृष्ण है श्याम श्याम है गोकुल नंदन प्यारे कान्हा, कुंज कुंज में कृष्ण खेलते नित्य निरंतर प्यारे कान्हा, रास राधिका संग खेलते गोप गोपियों सारे, है कृष्ण रास में लीन हो रहे मंत्र मुग्ध है सारे कान्हा। कृष्ण कृष्ण है कृष्ण कृष्ण है कृष्ण कृष्ण है कृष्ण कृष्ण है। That's it.
ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति।
And now the highlight of our celebration, our revered Guru's special lecture entitled The Mystic Meaning of Krishna Janamastami. Now our revered Guru.
Om Vasudevasutam Devam Kansa Chanura Mardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Om. We offer adorations to Sri Krishna, who is the son of Vasudeva, who is the destroyer of Kansa and Chanura, giver of supreme joy to Devaki, mother, the preceptor of the whole world. It's the literal meaning, subtle meaning behind. I adore Sri Krishna. Krish term relates to Sat, absolute existence, absolute truth. Ra relates to bliss, Ananda. Krishna is the bliss of the absolute self. He is like the sun. And what is darkness? Trishna. Trishna means craving. But see the words of this, the sound, similar. Krishna, Trishna. Trishna implies soul being led by the thirst for experiencing the world process. World process is cycle of birth and death. And Trishna is that type of thirst. Thirst for illusory happiness. Thirst for Vishaya Bhog, sense enjoyment. It's further extended. There are 3 Eshanas. Eshana means 3 types of thirst. Putra, Vitta and Loka. Putreshana, Vitteshana, Lokeshana. To have progeny, so that you are remembered by your children, your grandchildren, and so forth. Everyone feels that's the success of being in the world. All that has its own value in their practical world. But here we are turning our mind to the highest goal, the purpose of life. So talking about 3 types of Eshanas, Putreshana, Vitteshana. Everyone wants, everyone implying those who are not following the path leading to enlightenment. Their mind is constantly after securing money, not only for yourself but for your succession. And that's called Vitteshana. And then Lokeshana. A bigger fulfillment masses experience by developing immense sullen head, pride. I am the greatest. How do you know it? You become popular, go viral. These 3 vasanas, the three types of craving, they are called Trishna. And that Trishna has to turn into Krishna. Instead of soul going after Trishna, if soul goes after Trishna, craving is like a deer going after a mirage. Dear, dear, what happens to the soul? Ends up with Malvis, turning into a skeleton, lying on the in desert. That's what happens to everybody. So instead of following that predicament of becoming like a deer after a mirage, realize, develop a profound understanding. I am Brahman. The real I am is Krishna. And Krishna, as I explained, absolute truth, light of lights. Before I go into further detail, let me give you the meaning of the mantra. Om Shri Krishnaya Namah, the simple mantra of Lord Krishna. Om is Brahman, the Absolute. Shri, Goddess Lakshmi. You first invoke Brahman, because Brahman is the goal. All the deities that you choose for Ishta mantra, it is Brahman being adored through different mantras and different forms of deities, Krishna, Rama, Shiva. All are one and the same. Krishna is same as Rama. Rama is same as Shiva. But when you have chosen, you must follow what matches up with your heart. Which form? Different deities, put it in a very simple way, just like you have so many admirers of your personality. And they take pictures of you. These days easy to do it. In your different moods and poses. And they choose a particular one very special for their favorite room. But that does not in any way contradict the central personality, the you, who have hundreds of pictures. God Brahman is similar. If I go that way, I will be missing much of the talk. So, Om relates to Brahman, the Absolute. Shri, Goddess Lakshmi, implying you begin to develop divine wealth, spiritual wealth, virtuous qualities. In order to invoke Brahman, you have to spread a carpet. But this carpet is carpet of virtues. It's not, I'm talking allegorical language. Kri, people who have heard about Kriya Yoga, Kriya Shakti. Kri term is the awakening of your energy that puts the soul to self-effort. Self-effort for attaining liberation. So that type of activity, awakening, that's brought about by the first letter, Kri. Shna, SH. Short term relates to absolute auspiciousness. And here in this mantra, it relates to divine love. bhakti, devotion. Kri is giving you Shakti. Sha is giving you Bhakti. Ra, Mukti, liberation. So in Krishna, you have three great roots: Shakti, Bhakti, Mukti. And where do you accomplish all this? In your own heart. Yum. When you have accomplished it, you say yummy, yummy, yummy. And it ends up Nama, negation of me and mine. Now let me turn into the storyline of Krishna, highlighted in Bhagavad Puran. Bhagavad Puran is a central scripture, and Mahabharata, and many other scriptures. And embellished by many devotees of Krishna. So there is a whole history behind. Countless devotees, great poets and their poetic praises of Krishna. Let me give you some, in a storyline, Vasudeva, a great personality, he is a royal personality, who is wedded to Devaki. And Devaki is sister of Kansa. Kansa is ignorance, avidya. And sister of Kansa is Vidya. Vidya and avidya, they are twins. Humorous, but that's what you deal with in a spiritual sadhana. To understand two things, what is Vidya, what is avidya. Follow Vidya, turn away from avidya. If you follow Vidya, Krishna will emerge out of this pursuit, who will go after avidya and destroy it. So that type of subtle meaning behind. And Vasudeva means what? Soul that has become highly qualified for attaining liberation. Same as in Ramayana, Dasharatha, the soul that was so righteous that when Indra needed his help, and that soul became the father of Rama. Similarly, Vasudeva becomes the father of Krishna. And mother is Devaki. Vasudeva, let me further explain to you. This story relates to every soul. This is a little shocking news for the masses. Because you are always keeping yourself distant. Firstly, Krishna incarnated, there is a whole calculation. Thousands and thousands of years ago. And I will not go into further detail. the purpose of scriptures is not to turn your mind to history in long distance of time and space. The purpose of the scriptures is to turn your mind to the absolute reality. Who am I? Aham Brahmasmi. That Brahman who is you, essentially. It is that Brahman that is playing the role of Krishna. And therefore, the celebration of Janmashtami is meant to awaken that aspiration. Firstly, to be united with Krishna. So in first stage, your soul comes to realize that your personality is presided by gods. In the Hindu ritual, it's called nyasa. When you practice sadhana, you touch different parts of the body and remember sun god is in your eyes. And similarly, karagre basate Lakshmi, fingertips Lakshmi Devi, karamadhye Saraswati, and so forth. This type, the whole personality is filled with gods. This is righteousness coming to a great height. That's Vasudeva. And your understanding, feeling of your heart, that blossoms into intuitional intellect. In early stage, that feeling is Devaki. Deva, divine virtues. She is the promoter of divine wealth. Another name for Lakshmi Devi. So it is Vasudeva and Devaki who become the parents. But if I go this, the entire story is very vast. To put it more in a succinct way, first stage, Vasudeva and Devaki lived their life in prison because Kansa ignorance was informed by Akashvani, by celestial voice, that the eighth son of Devaki will destroy Kansa. And in the storyline, baby after baby, 5 children were killed by Kansa. 6th one was transferred from Devaki to Rohini. Vasudeva had another wife, Devaki and Rohini. Rohini relates to sunshine. It relates to ray of light. So both are supplement, complement spiritual quality. So that Lakshmana plays the role of willpower that promotes spiritual liberation, promotes the victory of Krishna. And Krishna, the moment he was born, he was taken by Vasudeva to Nanda Yashoda's place. Now, without my going into details, because these details you can get anywhere in the scriptures, I'm now focused on mostly the subtle point. So first stage, you hear about Mathura, where Vasudeva and Devaki are in prison. They were in prison. Second stage from Mathura. Mathura word itself is Madhur. Madhur. Madhur means sweet. But restricted by impurities. It relates to your potentiality of your chitta. That potentiality is sweet. And when the chitta, the mind stuff, begins to prepare for realizing its sweetness, then it becomes, then that process is Mathura turns to Madhur. But by the time Mathura comes to Madhura state, Mathura becomes transformed into Dwaraka. Let me just point out. So first Krishna was in Mathura. Next he was taken to Gokul. Gokul term, Go, cows and Krishna, they are always talked about. Cows relate to Upanishadic knowledge. All the Upanishads are considered cows because they give nourishment to your soul. Among physical objects of nourishment, milk is most important. So therefore milk has become symbolic of profound spiritual nourishment. And that nourishment comes from the Vedic scriptures. Sarvopanishado gavo dugdha gopalanandana. All the Upanishads are cows. And Krishna is the milker. And where do you see it? In the Gita. So you have to taste it. And you have to assimilate it. Then you will enjoy. And from Gokul, another step is Vrindavan, where Krishna performs many miraculous deeds, fighting against demons and sublimating them, promoting a very, what appears like very amorous setting. He joins with Radha Krishna, and he learns playing music. That is state of Krishna and his role with so many gopis. And Radha being the central. And he's constantly dancing with so many women, girls of Gokul. In a storyline, it appears that way, but it has nothing to do with it. It simply means when you have divine sentiments that deal with cows, tahi ahir ki chodiyan. Ahir term is used for those people who possess cows and deal with the business of milk. So those business people and their daughters, they made Krishna dance because of their intense love. All these gopis relate to divine sentiments. Sentiments in your heart, they are like petals. And when you don't have that profound state of devotion, your heart is like a lotus with withering petals. It doesn't look so good. But as divine love begins to enter, all the petals begin to shine, dance in the presence of God. So that type of relation is described in the form of gopis that danced with Krishna. And the central gopi is the love for God that is deeply instinctive in every heart. The central love. All the petals are expressing the radiation of that love. That's Radha. A Radha term comes from Aradhana. Aradhana is adoration. Your adoration to God reaches its great height, and your feeling gets transformed. A profound thrill dances in your heart. All that relates to Radha, gopis and their dance. Later, same Krishna, after destroying Kansa, marries lots of women, about 16,000. And among them, three are most important: Rukmini, Jambavanti. Rukmini is the princess, storyline. Jambavanti, daughter of a big bear, Jambavan. And Satyabhama, another princess. But all the queens relate to attributes of God. God is wedded to crest jewel of Vivek. That's Rukmini. Mini is money, jewel. Jambavanti, the bear term relates to samadhi state of your mind. That is strength. Just like the bears stay in a cave and has an immense ability to stay on and on for a whole season. That becomes a symbolic of samadhi state. And that was the role played by Jambavan in Ramayana. In a storyline, same Jambavan, who was about 1,000 years old, who has a very young daughter, Jambavanti. I'm not going to details. Any story will take a long time. But all this I'm saying so that you understand. Rationally it will be impossible. So it is the power expressing through samadhi aspect of your mind. That type of power is Jambavanti. The power of truth is Satyabhama. Krishna is wedded to all these important ones. And there are many other powers, Shaktis, who are 16,000. There are 16,000 nadis that radiate from the heart. And they represent so many thousands of spiritual Shakti, energy. And all those are the queens of Krishna. Now, without going into storyline, let me go into now the wisdom behind Krishna's personality and his teaching. First, scripture is filled with Leela. Leela is divine sport. And let me give you some samples. Firstly, he starts living as a naughty child. He is Makhan Chor. He has all the butter possible lovingly given to him. But apart from eating what they give him, he is a big stealer. He must have a big stomach. And on people from whose houses he steals, they are so thrilled. They plan that he should come to steal. Completely allegorical. Developing spiritual progress implies you are developing divine feeling, the feeling that has been churned into butter. And once the butter type of state has reached of your bhavana, your feeling, you don't have to struggle to invoke Krishna. Krishna enters without your knowing, unwittingly. In other words, if you are doing your sadhana and you have created certain degree of love of God, the response comes automatically without your knowing. But when it does come, it gives you tremendous thrill. So that's the picture about Makhan Chor. And there are Krishna's early days. Krishna goes on destroying many demons. Destroying of demons implies different types of impurities are sublimated. The very first demon, even while he was just a baby suckling milk, Putana comes and he suckles her prana out of her body. Putana symbolic of Vishaya Sukh, the pleasure of the senses. That pleasure sucks out lives of people. sucks out your aspiration for God realization. As if the plan to destroy God. But instead, the baby Krishna sucks out their lives, the life of Putana. In other words, Vishaya Sukh, love for pleasure of the senses, is sublimated. In one occasion, when people began to complain so much about Krishna, Yashoda became too upset because she had already told Krishna again and again. Now she becomes tired and catches him, tries to catch him, first to tie him with a rope. But every rope she finds falls short until Krishna allows himself to be tied up. So Krishna is called Damodar. And then he is tied up to a hole called what's called Ukhal. No, it's where things are crushed. Yes. What do you call it?
Mortar. Yes. Mortar.
Okay. Mortar. Not motor. I'm just allowing all that to happen too, for humor. But the basic point behind this story, Yashoda, who is symbolic of profound love of God. Love can be illustrated through motherly love in the best way possible. Yashoda is mother. So, tying up, as a result of tying up, Krishna later drags the whole mortar, passes through twin trees. Trees are bifurcated. It's one tree but two big trunks that relate to raga, dvesha, attachment and hatred. Being tied up is the beginning of love, power of strength of God's love. That's what butter had given him, all that strength. And he goes through the twin trees, breaks them apart. And there are two souls, and they go on praising him and they depart. Mystically, they represent raga, dvesha, attachment and hatred. So when you allow divine love to be tied up in your heart, but you have to use all your strings and plus surrender. Putting strings together, like putting your ducks together. That's called purushartha, self-effort. But no matter how many ducks you have put together, last one is surrender. So Yashoda has to surrender. Then Krishna gets tired. So, and if that has happened, now raga, dvesha, attachment, hatred that create all the kleshas, afflictions, that raga, dvesha becomes sublimated. And so forth. So this, I'm just giving some illustrations behind the episodes. Now coming to the wisdom that's brought out through Krishna story. And the teachings of Krishna have become very popular only, rather the best scripture is the Gita. And the essence of the entire Gita, I'm quoting a particular verse. It is that verse that is repeated twice in the Gita. Not completely, 50% of the verse. And that itself proves that what I am saying is the essence of the Gita. Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mame vaishyasi yuktayam atmanam matparayana. Fix your mind, focus your mind on me. Be devoted to me. Worship me and bow down to me. You will surely attain me, having thus surrendered to me with your soul united with me. In the Gita, 9th chapter, 34th verse. And coming to 18th chapter, same verse is repeated. Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. Completely the same line. Second line is different. Mame vaishyad satyam te pratijane priyosi me. The second verse means, you will surely attain me. This I truly promise to you, because you are my dearly beloved. But the verse that is exactly the same, let me focus my attention on that. Manmana bhava. Let your mind be completely focused on me. That's the entire path of Raj Yoga. How to direct your mind to God. Dharana, dhyan, samadhi, all. Mad bhakto, be a devotee of me. So dhyana, bhakti, madhyaji, karma. Yaji means yajna, be involved in yajna movement. Yajna movement implies every negative that you sublimate. In yajna you pour oblation and oblation becomes fragrant. Every negative you are sublimating. So Gita has presented allegorically so many yajnas. If you do japa, it is yajna, japa yajna. Study every day, it is swadhyaya yajna. If you disseminate knowledge, it is jnana yajna. So keep your life yajna, full of yajna. That becomes possible if your karma becomes karma yoga. You do the same karmas, but when yajna enters in your karmic movement, you are doing these works, but you start with little japa, little meditation, and plan to do certain things in your life that enable you to develop divine qualities. So then you become Madhyaji. You are doing yajna and you are adoring God through your good actions. That's karma yoga. Mam namaskuru. Be completely surrendered to me. Adore me. That happens by jnana yoga. God alone is. In brief, this is integral yoga, which is the highlight of all spiritual teachings. And that's what the highlight of the Gita teaching. Now, in a storyline, Krishna is exemplary ideal of this integral yoga. And what makes him ideal? I'll just mention some of those points. Krishna is Seva Murti, embodiment of service. See, in the battlefield, Krishna chooses to be a chariot driver. In the battles of Mahabharata, when the horses get tired and need water, Krishna works upon it. Takes the horses, gives them water. In early days, he served even cows. So, the Seva Murti. He is Prema Murti, embodiment of love. People in all different stages found Krishna as source of immense delight, most lovable. And this is illustrated, is brought allegorically, how all the gopis loved him. And ultimately ended up loving everything as Krishna. This point is brought out in Bhagavad Puran, that Uddhava, Krishna's great friend, complains to Krishna that Krishna has been harsh towards those gopis who are suffering. Then Krishna says, why don't you go there? Help them. Relieve them their suffering. You are big knowledge. You know so much. Go and tell them some wisdom. Uddhava goes with a great pride that he will teach those stupid joking. And he gets shocked by various experiences of seeing their ecstatic joy. That type of joy he had never felt before. But when they tell about Krishna and they express the type of joy and sweetness he had never seen before. So he himself began to forget about his Vedanta. And came to realize that the gopis never missed Krishna. So he doesn't have to go and tell them. So that he is Prema Murti. He is Jnana Murti, embodiment of wisdom. And that example, you have the whole Gita teachings and so many teachings of Krishna. He is a Kshama Murti, embodiment of forgiveness. You have one sample there with Shishupal. He goes on letting Shishupal shout at him, say all type of dirty words in front of vast session of people, says nothing. Only after the hundreds that is Sudarshan Chakra. And big story in Krishna, when Krishna project completed and he wanted to depart from this body, according to his own Leela, he laid himself down resting in a forest, and a hunter known as Jara sees from a distance and mistakes his sole of his foot as the ear of a deer and discharges an arrow. Krishna is hit by that arrow, and that becomes the cause of his final departure. During that time, that hunter Jara literally means old age, but doesn't matter. All these stories are allegorical. Jara comes and shows his great regret, great pain he began to suffer that he had discharged arrow at such great personality. And Krishna says, you are forgiven. You will be led to the heavenly world. What you did has no negative effect. So, your forgiveness, the practice of forgiveness reaches the best success when even inimical force that tries to destroy you, you say to them, God, forgive them, for they know not. Must realize Christ and Krishna are one and the same. And last point I will tell. All these examples I have given of Krishna is to show that Krishna represents integral practice of yoga. In karma yoga, he is expert. In bhakti, he is expert. Dhyana, all expressed through his personality. And that therefore should become your goal. Because Krishna is being praised not to enrich Krishna, but to enrich you to realize you are Krishna. God doesn't need any praise, you see. We praise God for your own benefit. Last point, Kunti's prayer. Among all prayers, this is the highest prayer. Vipadah santu nah shashvat tatra tatra jagadguru bhavato darshanam yat syad apunar bhava darshanam. Krishna, having secured kingdom for Yudhishthira and victory of all the Pandavas, finally wanted to depart. And at that time, Kunti, who is a great devotee of Krishna, he says, offers a prayer. O God, the Guru of the entire universe, may you continue to give me challenging situations, literally implying adversity after adversity. Because during those times I have turned my attention to you, I have remembered you. May that remembrance continue so that I do not come back to the world process ever again. Apunarbhava darshanam. May I never see this world ever again. That's the highest prayer. And live your life facing challenges. And my ultimate prayer for all of you, Om Shri Krishnaya Namah. Om Shri Krishnaya Namah. Om Shri Krishnaya Namah. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om. May Karunamaya Ras of Lord Krishna's grace shower over all of you. And may you all be blessed with Shakti, spiritual strength to face challenges with patience, turn adversity into austerity, bhakti, continue to enjoy profounder love. If heart is not enjoying love, it is starving. And mukti, absolute revelation of who am I. All souls are like reflected suns. In reflected state, no matter how shining the sun is, it is in misery. The reality behind all reflected suns is the sun. His Jyotishamapi Tadjyoti, all the lights that illumine the world, God is the source of all. That revelation, I am that, I am Brahman, that's the ultimate goal, mukti. And that's the message of all religions of the world. And that goal has to be kept in view. And adversities and calamities and these pandemics, all these are in divine plan, presenting different types of challenges to your soul, to remind you of the biggest challenge, death virus, mortality. Everyone suffers from mortality. That suffering is caused by ignorance. Live to practice integral yoga, attain enlightenment. And that's the message behind all that. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urvarukum Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kashchid Dukha Bhag Bhavet Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Okay, my special blessings for both of you, Sri Chandrasekhar and Sri Karuna Devi. May your project, which is Jnana Yajna, become dynamic, receive profound blessings of God, And may your life be blessed with Shakti, Bhakti, Mukti. Not only just for yourself, for everybody around you. It's not a selfish project. It's a big self project. A self-swan project. Self-swan soars. Selfish, become fish. Choose between fish and a swan. Hari Om. Yeah.
My next song is going to be Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. The meaning of the song is, it's a devotional song to Lord Krishna. Krishna has been considered as father, mother, friend, etc. The devotee is saying that Lord Krishna is more dearer than his or her life. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Pitu Mat Swami Sakha Hamare, Pitu Mat Swami Sakha Hamare, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. ठाकुर हमारे प्राणों से प्यारे, तुम हो हमारे, हम हैं तुम्हारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा. श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा. गैया चरैया माखन चुरैया, गैया चरैया माखन चुरैया, दीनों के नैया के तुम ही खिवैया, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा. कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा. गोविंद मेरो है, गोपाल मेरो है, गोविंद मेरो है, गोपाल मेरो है. श्री बाके बिहारी नंदलाल मेरो है, श्री बाके बिहारी नंदलाल मेरो है. गोविंद मेरो है, गोपाल मेरो है, गोविंद मेरो है, गोपाल मेरो है. श्री बाके बिहारी नंदलाल मेरो है, श्री बाके बिहारी नंदलाल मेरो है. श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा. तुमसे है धरती, तुमसे है अंबर, अग्नि पावन कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा। गोविंद मेरो है गोपाल मेरो है, गोविंद मेरो है गोपाल मेरो है। श्री बांके बिहारी नंदलाल मेरो है, श्री बांके बिहारी नंदलाल मेरो है। गोविंद मेरो है गोपाल मेरो है, गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल बोलो, गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल बोलो। राधा रमण हरि गो